Hey, welcome on in, everybody. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. This beautiful weather we got down here, huh? Miami Dolphins getting ready for the Tennessee Titans Monday Night Football. Everything kind of pushed back a day. So Tua had his weekly press conference on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday. You guys could keep up. But it was honestly it was an insightful press conference from Tua Tagovailoa. And I know that the story has been told a gazillion times from Tua about how this coaching staff has, built him back up. Obviously, him and Flores did not have a cool relationship. A little bit demeaning, it seemed like. Tua was put down. His confidence was shaken. I think the interesting thing was today that was it was revealed basically by Tua. This was not a singular thing just to him. Austin Jackson, we talked about this, that he had gotten his contract extension going after what has been a fantastic year for him. He's played every game. He's played fantastic every game. And Tua today was discussing this and had some things to say about Austin and that how much it meant to him that he had gotten to this point. And here was the Dolphins QB praising his right tackle's long-term deal.
That was awesome. Can we all give him a round of applause, please? Seriously, can we all give him a round of applause? I mean, I'm not saying you guys, but it could be you guys. The media, everyone wants to say whatever they want to say about Austin Jackson, but it's almost like a heroic story or something for how he's turned his career around within, last year and up to this year and all the things that's been said about him. I'm very proud of him. I know he's very happy, but out there at practice, you wouldn't see it because of the person that he is. I'm sure his family's very happy for him, but, I mean, this dude just loves ball. He just wants to do anything and everything that he can do to help the team, and we're all happy for him, so that was awesome.
Really cool. Really cool to see his pride for his right tackle, who had definitely been through this adversity, and some similar adversity to him. Could he play the position? He comes in there young, deals with durability issues with a new coach here. He can't get on the field. Maybe isn't playing in the comfortable spot that he should be playing or in the way that he's playing. And it was pretty awesome to see Tua get that kind of proud for a fellow teammate, and to see him be happy for a guy who was drafted in the same class as him, came in with him, and seemingly dealt with the same issues with the coaching staff that he did. Tua even said that, he didn't even want to get choked up talking about this.
Kind of like what he said about me. He's been a more vocal person. You could hear a little more bass in his voice. But he's been more vocal to me. I just smile because of where he's come from early when we've got here together. There's a lot of things that's been said about him in front of team meetings, in the media and things like that. So I'm just happy. I don't want to get choked up about it because that like what he's done is tremendous. What he's done is tremendous. I'm very proud of him. Very happy.
I mean, that's Goosey's galore, dude. Who isn't moved by hearing that you can feel great for your teammate because you have seen not only the good times this year, but you have been there with the struggles and have probably been alongside him with some of those struggles, and having not only the struggles of being a young player, big expectations coming into the league, first-round picks, but also sounds like you dealt with some of the, the rawness of getting called out in team meetings, the roughness, the way that was handled, the confidence issues, the confidence being shaken. Am I good enough? We've heard so much of that from Tua and the storyline and the arc of Mike McDaniel. But yeah, Austin Jackson, I guess, is in line there right with him. And Tua gave a little bit more voice to it. This is the kind of the last piece of that where he said, that he was actually called out in meetings before the coaching staff got here in front of everybody else.
Things were said about Austin Jackson in meetings, right? Not this year.
Yeah, not this year, past years. Yeah. It's awesome truly remarkable to sit in those meetings, have things told about you that aren't true, but they get planted in your head, and you have the media on you as well, and then you have someone like Mike and his coaching staff come in and basically just build you back up. And it's not just Austin; it's really everyone that's been here, for some time, and kind of give you that renewed confidence in yourself to just go out there and be yourself and play the way you've played. That's why, the organization chose you. You see the fruits of his labor. So I'm very happy for him. And, I think we'll probably have a couple of other guys as well, hopefully within the near future. So I'm excited about that.
That is really cool. And to hear that he's that pumped up for his guy. But it is pretty wild, man. Brian Flores and the way that he ran his ship here of, hard ass, not nice, old school, defensive guy too. And they have these offensive guys that he feels like are holding his team back, these rookies. And I think the thing that's just tough about it for Flores is just like you had so many of these guys so young and like you're crushing their spirits, man. Like these guys, and mind you, Austin Jackson, much like Noah Benogany, was like 2021 when he comes into the league, a pup, and to hear that you're thinking like the coaching staff was rats off a ship on him immediately, and that he also needed this build up was pretty wild. I guess not surprising, but it is interesting to hear that it wasn't just a singular Tua Tagovailoa thing, that Tua could relate to a lot of his guys. And I do think that it's interesting. You go through the relationships it seems like the QB has with his team and the leadership that he has and why so many guys seem to ride for this guy and do seem to have an admiration for him. They'll go to bat for him. They'll go to war with him. They'll go and play their hearts out for him. I think that you see probably why some of that is because, hell, not only was he there dealing with the struggles that you were dealing with, but he really took all the criticism. He really took all the brunt of it and took the most of the public brunt of it, and he had to go answer questions about it every day, and he had to go hear that every single week that he wasn't good enough. And there's not all respect, Austin Jackson may get some flack on local radio shows and some columns and some Dolphin blogs and some YouTube pages, but nationally, no one's talking about Austin Jackson. Nationally, nobody's throwing dirt on Austin Jackson's name. He's not making First Take. He's not making Jet Up. He's not making Sports Center. It's just the facts. Tua is dealing with all that stuff, and the protection of a lot of that kind of cloaks the other guys who may be struggling, especially in his draft class. And especially when you have a coach who will bombard guys in meetings and just crush them and have their spirits drop down. And I think the thing that is tough for Austin that, at least Tua got to experience last year is Tua got to have that experience and that success with Mike McDaniel, but he got to see some of it come to fruition last year. Austin did not. He not only had to deal with the coldness of the previous regime, had the warmth of him being built up, but he couldn't play last year. So that was the harshness of it. So for him to go from that and also deal with the obstacle of not playing last year is really cool. And Tua's right. It's the stuff made of heroes. They will write about the great heroes. Superman, Batman, Austin Jackson. What was his superpower? Protecting Tua's blind side. And they never thought that he could. He didn't know if he could harness his powers the way that he should. But damn it, he did. So it is cool. But I thought that all that stuff was fascinating insight from Tua in all of this. I will say one disappointing thing that Tua did reveal: done with jiu-jitsu. Not doing it anymore. I was bummed about that. No longer taking jiu-jitsu classes. Feels like he's learned all he needs to learn. And he doesn't find the need to make himself dangerous in the offseason. I disagree. I would like him to be, putting arm bars on people and rear naked chokes and Kimura locks. I would like the quarterback to have these particular set of skills, but, alas, he's letting that go by the wayside. He does not feel like he needs to add that to the repertoire. He feels like he knows all he needs to know. I get it. He is falling correctly. The durability does seem to be there. The muscle gain, that's all helped. But damn it, that was cool to have him doing jiu-jitsu, especially with all the UFC guys that seem to dig it. You know, my guy Gil Burns, his fellow Hawaiian Max Holloway. You know, it was. I felt like that was such a cool thing that Tua was doing. So I was disappointed to hear he appears to be done with it. He's not doing the classes. And it doesn't really sound like he's doing it in the offseason either. He's just practicing what he learned. He's drilling what he learned. And that's that. I was hoping Hard Knocks was going to go one day. He was going to be on the mat. They were going to show him in the gi. And we were going to see him doing front rolls, back rolls, break falls, you know, and then throwing some chokes on people. Tua was going to triangle somebody, you know. And it does appear that the Jiu-Jitsu Tua era is over. But we'll always have forever what we learned, which is he knows how to fall correctly.